Hulu says it is filming a documentary on the legendary FREAKNICK festival. It's called FREAKNICK, the wildest party never told. The documentary will share the rise and fall of the influential street party. Music producer Jermaine Dupri is working on the project. Now, there is no release date that has been set just yet, but we know this is certainly going to bring back a lot of memories, both good and bad, for people all over Atlanta.
So here's the story. Prominent black professionals sue Hulu over 1994 FREAKNICK documentary release. The release of Hulu's documentary about 1994 FREAKNICK, celebrating its upcoming 30th anniversary, has Generation X up in arms. Many of the college students of the 1990s are now in their 40s and 50s and in the prime of their careers. A group of prominent black professional women plan to sue the streaming company and block the film's release, based on concerns about what could potentially be exposed. They are filing a lawsuit in Atlanta's federal court against Hulu. The women are saying it is unlawful because they did not sign media release. Well, let me just stop right there, because now I'm not going to pretend to be a lawyer or whatnot. I'm not going to pretend to be a legal official. FREAKNICK happened on public property. FREAKNICK happened in the streets. So that means that if someone was outside filming, there is no expectation of privacy. Not to mention that most of these people were doing what they were doing knowing that there were cameras around. See, the difference between 1994 and now happened in 2007 when Apple brought us the iPhone. The iPhone got, a video camera. I believe it was the iPhone 3GS. And by that time, social media started to take off because the majority of all pictures taken for social media are taken on iPhone. Yeah, sorry, Samsung, you're going to have to hold the L. Those shitty Galaxy phones, some people take photos with them, but nobody really cares about those Androids. It's like they got caught lying about the fact that they're taking photos of the moon and everything. But that's a different story for a different day, because it turns out that was all lies. So anyway, where was I? I can't divert too much. So, there's no expectation of privacy, ladies. This was filmed out in public. Furthermore, if this documentary even gets made, whether it gets put on Hulu or not, because they could just take there's plenty of footage. They could just take the footage, make footage, they could just combine it all, and they could still release it. You'd still be screwed, because you know what y'all were doing. Y'all out there busting it open, and now you about to get caught. See, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I wasn't down there. In 1994, where was I? I think I was in, where was I? Was I in high school? No, I don't even think I was in high school. In 1994, I was in middle school. So all y'all thoughts and y'all 304s, y'all about to be caught. All of you. So in fact, instead of worrying about suing Hulu, you should be contacting your divorce attorney, because when your husbands out there see all that documentary footage and the law gets their hands on that, y'all are done. Y'all are done. Talk about getting passports. Oh, man, you guys are done. So anyway, this is going to be great, man. While some cast members of the RSMS agree with their defense and believe it may hold weight in court, Special K and Dabrat believe that fair use will come into play due to it being independent footage of the mass public. It is the mass public. There is no expectation of privacy. This group of women is comprised of one politician, 3 high-level corporate executives, and 1 judge. So, by the way, you remember all those women who you've been hearing about? They've been attacking the manosphere. Oh, yeah, well, I'm a PhD. Yeah, well, guess what? A lot of them were busting it open for FREAKNICK, and they're about to be exposed. This is great. This is hilarious. I'm a PhD. You remember how they were yelling at you? I'm a PhD. I'm an independent. All the ladies, independent. Throw your hands up in the air. Yeah, well, guess what, ladies? Y'all are caught busting it open. Busting it open for Freaknik. Y'all are caught. Okay, so where are we? This group of women is comprised of one politician, 3 high-level corporate executives, and 1 judge. Let me guess. Judge busted it open. She knows that footage is out there. She thought it was all fun and games back in 1994. She never had any idea that this internet was going to take off. And now she's caught busting it open. All right, wait, what was this? According to Media Takeout, one of the C-suite executives stated that there are already videos circulating online that show her in an quote-unquote unflattering light. She was busting it open. Busting it open. And let me tell you something. When I went down to do that, those college tours and stuff, that was like 1998. It was like summer 1998. Let me tell you something. Just the music that they listening to, their idea of club music down there was so lascivious that when they busted it open in 94, like, y'all remember those videos of Girls Gone Wild? Y'all remember those? Well, Girls Gone Wild, a lot of that footage, some of that footage came from Freaknik, if y'all remember it, because y'all don't see those videos no more. Girls Gone Wild. If you remember the Girls Gone Wild compilation, yo, let me tell you something. They are caught. They scared. They is scared because they got caught busting it open. Unflattering light. Yeah, she got caught busting it open. So now she's afraid. She's probably going to have to sit her husband down. Her husband, let's just think about what's going to happen. Her husband's probably going to come in from a hard day's work, and there's going to be a huge dinner waiting for him, and candles and everything. And he's like, "Oh, baby, what's the occasion?" "Oh, honey, well, I'm just cooking, and I got the house all clean because I just wanted to celebrate us. I just wanted to celebrate us." And he's gonna sit down. He's gonna eat all of this fabulous food that she's never cooked before. "Oh, baby, this was the best meal ever. I had never had no food like this before. This is the best meal ever." Oh, yeah, I'm so glad. And then he's gonna start thinking. He's like, "Wait a minute, what the hell is she cooking like this for? What is the occasion?" And eventually she's going to sit down next to her. "Oh, honey, did you have a good meal?" "Oh, yeah, baby, I had a great meal." "Well, honey, now that we, finished a wonderful meal and, that God provided for us, God provided us a wonderful meal and everything under our wonderful, lovely house. And, the kids are asleep. Honey, I just wanted to talk to you for a moment." And then he's going to realize, he's like, "Oh, shit, what did you do?" No, honey, listen, I didn't cheat or nothing. No, it's nothing like that. So don't even worry. It's nothing like that. But I have something serious I got to talk to you about. That Hulu documentary's coming. So y'all might as well, ladies, call your attorneys and, get them on retainer. What is it, like $500 an hour? But hey, guess what? Y'all got PhDs, so you can afford it. Don't worry about that. Y'all can afford it. Yeah, I think it's time to call your lawyers up. I think it's time to call your attorneys because there ain't nothing stopping that. It's coming. In fact, as soon as they release it, I'm going to get me some popcorn and I'm going to go sit on my couch. I got this big screen 80-inch television. I'm going to be sitting there and, in fact, you know what? I'm going to pull out the virtual reality goggles for that one. I'm going to pull out my Oculus Rift. And I'm going to be sitting there eating popcorn, peanuts, and I'm going to have my beer and I'm going to have some malt liquor, and I'm going to be sitting back watching. I'm going to be reliving Freaknik and watching Grandma and Ma. Not my grandma, Ma, because my grandparents and my mom never went down there. So I'm going to be watching yours, and they're going to be busting it open. The women plan to remain anonymous. You can't remain anonymous. This is if you're trying to do a lawsuit, this is public knowledge, ladies. Public knowledge. No, you're not remaining anonymous. Your names are gonna come out, and hey, the video footage is gonna come out. You guys are done. Oh, I'm a PhD. You remember how they were throwing that in her face? Oh yeah, we got educated, we got PhD. Yeah, well, unfortunately, a lot of y'all weren't smart enough to stay away from Freaknik back in 1994. You never thought that this would catch up with you, did it? You never, ever, ever thought this was going to catch up to you. Never thought. Unfortunately, it did.
Y'all, I don't know. We might be in trouble. Did y'all see Hulu is about to release a documentary about 94 Freaknik? Yes. 1994 Freaknik. Yes. They are about to release a documentary. So, I'm just, now I've been to several Freakniks. 94 was one that I attended. So I'm just praying that Jesus be a fence. I'm praying that Jesus just be a big, tall privacy fence.
So there are a lot of manosphere. Well, because they have the manosphere now. They didn't have this many years ago. Before there was an internet, before there was like a mature internet and social media, and there are thoughts that there may be a lot of Me Tooing going on. There may be a lot of Me Too claims. So it's not just about these professionals getting caught busting it open, but they're also worried that there may be claims of Me Toos. Because here's the problem. What did they say? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But here's the problem. Now, what happens when that video footage comes up and now you're a married professional woman, and now you have to explain to your husband why it is that you are on tape with a police officer and he's got your butt cheeks spread wide. So what are you going to say? You're going to be like, oh, well, he was just performing a cavity search. And the officer is on camera smiling at the camera while you're busting it open. See, it's going to be kind of hard to explain all that stuff. So what's the most logical thing to do? Oh, I was assaulted. You believe all women. So here's the thing. You pretty much already understand where I'm going with this, but the simple fact is it's easier to lie than it is to face facts. Because the problem is that video, listen, you could scream whatever you want, but that video camera don't lie. That video camera, okay. No. I was drugged. Yeah, I was drugged, and Cosby told me don't move, and I was drugged. Yeah, unfortunately, this is on tape, and the videotape shows that was a lie. So basically, you already know where I'm going with this. There's a whole lot of people who are about to start making a whole lot of stuff up because they got caught busting it open on television. So what was this? Many people in Black culture have heard about the infamous Black Spring Break festival known as Freaknik. A good few out there have even had some personal accounts from attending. Not me. I never would go down to that bullshit. What started out in Atlanta, Georgia, has an annual gathering of HBCU students that felt ostracized by the predominantly white crowds that took over Cancun. Here's a question. First of all, predominantly white crowds in Cancun. Cancun's in Mexico. No, it's predominantly Mexican. So here's the reality, because this is like that victim stuff. This is victim shaming. First of all, you didn't have the money to spend to go to Cancun. Like, while y'all were taking out all these student loans, because keep in mind, these people weren't paying for this stuff out of pocket. They were taking out student loans and they were going away. Cancun and Daytona Beach. These people were taking out student loans. While they were supposed to be in school studying for that worthless liberal arts degree, they were taking out student loans and they were wasting their money. That's what they were doing. So here we go. And even Miami quickly became a weekend-long street party of sexual debauchery that put hedonism 2 in Jamaica to shame. Hulu will soon explore the history of Freaknik, from its rise in the 1980s to its cease and desist ending in 1999, with a documentary aptly titled Freaknik, The Wildest Party Never Told. Even without a trailer or set release date, the internet has already jumped at the chance to give their take on what's expected to be one revelatory viewing experience. So here you got some Twitter tweets, and this one right here, I'm going to just show part of this and skip through it, because, this way none of these assholes will try to claim, this is fair use, so, say what you want. Let's see, where is it? Uh-oh. Bust it open. Let's go. Bust it open, baby. Bust it open. Oh, wow. Look at this. Oh, snap. Hey, I recognize her. That's my aunt. This looks like Girls Gone Wild footage. Yeah, it's fair use, so, don't bother sending YouTube any of those stupid ass, what are those things called? Copyright warnings. Because it's fair use. This is reporting on the news. Just like it's going to be reporting on the news when your mama's on television busting it open in the Freaknik documentary. To tell you the truth, to tell you the God's honest truth, a lot of this footage actually looks boring. I hope they come up with way more lasciviousness for the actual video, because a lot of this footage actually looks boring. Uh-oh. That's my grandma. Get my grandmama off TV. That's my grandma. Listen. Now, I don't know exactly how much footage they got. God knows how much they got, because chances are they've probably been collecting old footage if they could find it. Because the thing about it is, back then, VHS tapes, a lot of those VHS tapes have probably worn out and they don't work anymore. I would say that a lot of the footage that they probably do have was archived in some of those Girls Gone Wild videotapes. Because, see, back then, it was not that easy to digitize stuff, get it onto the internet. Because as you could see from the low quality of these videos, a lot of that footage is not digital for the most part. A lot of it's analog. So, listen, whatever they come up with, I guess we'll just watch it. It says, y'all are doing a great job creating buzz for this Freaknik doc. I went looking for the official trailer only to find a mention of it in production with no official release date. A mere announcement has us doing all of Hulu's promo. Yep, you're right. You're right, because people are scared. People know their grandmama's busting it open. They know. Let's see. It's a true-life Freaknik documentary that just scratched the surface. Hopefully they don't try to sanitize. Oh, don't worry. They won't. What we got here? All right, this is fair use. Fair use.
They started out, there's a great walk around it, downtown Peachtree. A
lot of this looks boring. Wait, let's find some lasciviousness. Oh, here we go. Hey, that's my grandma!
They was dancing and guys was just grabbing them.
Oh, it's my mama busted open!
So then we just was just chilling, watching it.
Let's find some more lasciviousness. The rest of this looks boring. You think I want to see a bunch of these losers standing around in crowds?
A lot of the guys was just grabbing her, trying to get their fill. A lot of people had the camcorders. They wanted to see her just be totally nude.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Hulu announces Freaknik, the wildest party never told. Yes. Let's focus on some of those reports for a second. According to a 1998 article by the Tampa Bay Times, several women were said to have been chased by men as they grabbed for their buttocks. That's I haven't heard that word buttocks since Forrest Gump said it. I got shot in the buttocks. One woman is described as flailing her arms to fight off the men, and another had to fight off men that tried to lift up her dress. She was simply trying to pose for a photo. Yeah, she was posing for a photo, busted open. So anyway, she had her underwear around her knees and her dress was up over her head. Freaknik committee chairman, there was a committee chairman, really, George Hawthorne, shockingly admitted at the time of a girl he rescued during the airing of Freaknik Tuesday on MTV, continuing by adding, if it had not been for me intervening, she would have been potentially raped in broad daylight. By 1999, local authorities had all but turned Freaknik into a police convention. In a 1999 story published by the Baltimore Sun, then ATL Police Chief Beverly Harvard described it as having hardly any women in attendance, going on to add, yesterday we drove around and we saw a lot of young men between the ages of 16 and maybe in their middle 20s, and they were actually looking for the women. You could see it on their faces that they weren't having much fun. Yeah, that's what I said, because those crowds looked like sausage fests. Could the newly instated presence of police have destroyed the original energy of Freaknik? Yeah, it did. Basically, it went You know what's funny? They say past is present. Here we are in 2023, and you've got a lot of black men getting their passports to leave America, looking abroad for romance, wives, relationships, and this, that, and other, right? What Freaknik ultimately was, as they started off by saying, they said that these HBCU students felt that they were being, how should I say, that they were being marginalized at these mostly white gatherings in Miami, Cancun, and Daytona and whatnot. So basically it goes like this. Anytime black people do something, automatically it becomes cool. And then as soon as that happens, they have to try to do something to stop it. That's basically the bottom line. So in 2023, we've got black men getting their passports. But in 1994, you had all these black guys showing up, these HBCU students, all of them showing up to Freaknik, and it turning into total debauchery. Now, as far as the passport bros go, now here in 2023, as far as the passport bros go, I will just say it like this. I don't like traveling with other people. And part of the reason I don't like traveling with other people is specifically to avoid situations like this. Because if they see you doing something and you're doing it in large groups, especially when these are black groups, automatically they get targeted. So here you go. And you know what another example of this is? The West Indian Day Parade for Labor Day here in New York City. Every single year, there's a West Indian Day Parade, and that's always on Labor Day, right? And for the last, I'll say, couple of years, it's been I'll say it's been pretty tame. But there was a period of time within the last 10 years where it was like every single year there was like problems. There was like violence. There was women claiming that they were getting their asses squeezed, so forth and so on. There was Me Too claims and this, that, and other. So the thing about it is every single time we start having these groups, automatically it's like, yeah, the cops show up. And what's funny is that's happened with these white groups too. Like if you've noticed, a lot of these white parties, like where they have these party cities and shit, like those Me Too claims have gone up on them too. Because like you hear like I was drunk, or I was poisoned, or I was somebody put something in my drink and this, that, and other. Yeah, those claims keep going up. But see, it's not only affected blacks, but it's affected whites too, specifically. They just don't talk about it as much. You hear the claims. You hear the claims every now and then, but they just, only we're stupid enough to put this shit on fucking videotape and to make it a goddamn documentary. But I can't. My thing is, again, every time we do something, we do it up. We everything we turn shit up to 11, and then we turn it up to 12, and then the cops come somewhere around 12 and 13. And that's just what it is. Yeah, so that's the story right there. Oh, what is this? Atlanta still hosting FREAKNICK at HBCU as Delta variant fuels COVID spike in Georgia. Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody talking about no fucking COVID. Nobody gives a fuck about COVID. I think everybody pretty much knows that shit fizzled out like a... Uh-oh. A whole video full of sexual assault and misconduct. Uh-oh. Dare I watch it? That might be my grandma busted open. Uh-oh. April 19th, 1997. Uh-oh. First of all, hold on. This is 56 seconds long. Fair use, please. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my God! The divorce. Oh my! I don't know what's worse, watching this or seeing that this is VHS. And by the way, did she look like she was trying to fight those men off and she was trying to escape? It kind of didn't look like that to me. It kind of looked like she's having a good damn time. And here you got grandma sucking on this ice cream right here. Uh-oh. There's a lot of debauchery in this shit. God damn, I can't wait for that DVD. Uh-oh, she said that this lady right here, she says that she was licking ice cream and that she was attacked by a group of gentlemen. Really? Uh-huh. Drop that ass like it's up and down. You gotta get butt naked. But if you want my money, ho, you gotta stay. Hey, I saw her in the last video. Fair use, people. What you gonna do? You gotta say something, man, boy. Roll them hips. Get this grip, now let me see how. Whoa! Grandma, what are you doing? That's my grandma up there. What are you doing, Grandma? What are you doing? Stop busting it open. Stop it, Grandma. Stop it. You know a nigga be loving it. Bring that ass too close, I'm up bitch. Let me get my money's worth, bitch. I ain't trying to make your ass switch. JT with a different kind of flavor. Whoa! Grandma, what are you doing? Stop busting it open, Granny. Stop it. What your mama gave you. Come on. Mama gave you. This is Girls Gone Wild all over again. Holy smokes. Thank God they're not doing this anymore. Thank God that those good, helpful white police officers showed up to stop this debauchery. Hey, that's my aunt. Get your hands off my auntie. Whoa! What the fuck is this? Oh my God. Uh-oh, I gotta get on the phone with my lawyer. Hold on 1 second. 1-800-BENDER and Bender. We got whoa. Fair use, everybody. And by the way, just this YouTube, by the way, for those Jamaican videos that I posted, YouTube tried to put that 18-year-old plus bullshit on my thing. But here's the thing. You're talking about bikinis and swimsuits, and this is in a public outdoors place. It's like I fought it and they took it off. So just in case I get that 18-year-old plus bullshit flag, it's like I'm just going to say, listen, YouTube, first of all, this was outdoors. This is fair use, by the way. This is documentary footage. That's what this is. This is a documentary of Granny busting it open. Damn, Granny. God damn. Grandma got some cakes. Grandma got some cakes. This doesn't. Now, here's the question. Now, 5 minutes ago, I was hearing these Me Too claims, and I was hearing about women running away and having their shirts torn off and all the dresses lifted up. This doesn't look like she's fighting nobody. It doesn't look like she's running for her dear life. It doesn't look like she's trying to protect her sanctity from being besmirched. That's not what it looks like to me. It looks like Granny's busting it open.
Work for this money, honey, stop faking. I wanna see some real booty shake.
And they got the 2 Live crew and everything. God damn. Holy shit, man. I know what I'm gonna be watching when it comes out. Okay, so, well, Jesus, I think my heart rate went up there a little bit. I don't know how I feel about the Freaknik documentary. I personally don't want anybody to be inspired to recreate it. Well, aren't they doing that shit now, like with Spring Break? But anyway, I have a feeling there's so much we don't know about, and not in a funny way, but in a sexual. So let's understand this. What they're trying to do is they're trying to make a case to keep Hulu from releasing the video. I think that's obvious by now. That's what they're trying to do. Now, they can't stop us from talking about it. They can't stop the video clips themselves from propagating themselves all over the internet, because the video clips, as you just saw from Twitter, the video clips are there. If I were to string together a couple of hours of this bullshit and do a voiceover, I'd be able to make my own documentary. I don't know nothing about it, never went down there, never would. But the reality is, they are afraid. They are afraid that the truth will get out. And because of the videotapes and the proliferation of the internets, I don't think there's much they could do to stop it. I want you to hear my voice very clearly. Grandma, if you're on this videotape busting open, Granny, and because I know this was 1994, you were like 20 years old, you thought that, you could get away with this shit. You thought nobody was ever going to find out. Granny, you're about to be held accountable, because everybody knows exactly. For all we know, there might be some congresswomen in this footage. For all we know, there's a couple of judges, politicians. There might be some congresswomen. You never know. Kamala Harris might be on there shaking that butt. You never know. But I guarantee you, when that footage get released, I guarantee we're going to figure it out then. It's going to be just like in those detective crime movies where you have a wall and it's got like a bunch of pictures on it and we're connecting the dots. Oh, you guys are done. I ain't got nothing to worry about, though, because I never went down to that shit. And I never would. And this is, what is this? That Freaknik doc is going to be like that Woodstock 2000 doc, in that it'll start off funny and quickly get dark once it ventures into sexual assault. Y'all don't read. The Freaknik documentary is literally about the rise and fall of the event. It's about the rise and fall. They are sure going to touch on the sexual assault. Okay, everybody, see, they're trying to make these claims. That's what they're trying to do. Now, when she was shaking that rump and busting it open, nobody was calling the cops then. Ain't that weird? But now, all of a sudden, oh no, they can try to get me! Yeah, okay, sure, right, yeah, yeah, believe all women, yeah, Let's see. A lot of Freaknik tales have been weird all around, and I still believe we'll never handle sexual assault in our culture. What are you talking about? We're talking about stuff you got caught on tape doing. Let's see. I feel like Freaknik was nothing. Do you see where I'm going with this? You see what I'm saying? Oh, they scared. Oh, they scared. They are scared. Busting open. They scared. See, this is the reason why I don't congregate like that with people, especially in situations like this, where you even have the chance of drinking and drug use. I don't do this. I don't go. When I want to go on vacation, I go to some nice place. I go to Dubai. I go to Seychelles. I go to Maldives. And by the way, Maldives and Dubai, you can't even buy alcohol there. There's no drugs. There's no alcohol. That's one of the reasons why it's safe to go there for women. It's safe to go there. But see, Here's an interesting thing. If you told me that there was a place where if I'm a woman, right, and you told me that I could go to a place during spring break where there's lots of drinking, lots of alcohol, and there's lots of guys hanging around, the logic part of my brain says, you know what? I don't think I'm going to go there. I think I'm not going to go there. Not grandma. Grandma's down there busting it open. And now she's about to be held accountable. So that's the story, man. That's the story. Oh boy. Oh boy. See, everybody, they saw these little handy cams. See this? This, for you Generation Zers. You see this camera? This is what it was like to try to record video a long time ago. Like a long time ago, we didn't have smartphones with 4K cameras built into them and solid state drives. We didn't have that. We had these handy cams, and they had a little tape, and you had to put a little tape in there. Eventually, they started making DVD camcorders. I actually had one of those, and believe me, that thing was a lot of hassle. It was a lot of hassle. But now we have video digital recording in the palm of our hands. And I can literally use my iPhone to record a 20-hour video if I want to about Freaknik. And see, I tell you, they never expect. The past is present, yo. The past is sneaking right up on them. And that's that's what it is. Everybody who gets caught on tape, they're gonna have to try to paint themselves as a victim. Never mind why I was there. Never mind what I was doing on camera. No, I was a victim. That's what it is. So now that you understand that it's coming, now you know what to look out for. It's just that simple.
The only thing I got is, if you see your girl in the documentary, hey man, at least I'm fully clothed. At least all my clothes is on. That's all I got. That's the best I got. But yeah, y'all, they about to put our business out in the street. Some of us might be on TV. So get your parental controls together. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
Yes, because this is fair use, just in case any of you get the wild idea about trying to claim a copyright warning, just understand that reporting on the news is covered by fair use. So that, I feel it's stupid to have to invoke that. Like, I actually like it. Like, some sites, they actually have like a fair use banner or something that scrolls on the screen and stuff. But I'm way too lazy to do that. So anyway, it says Hulu's new Freaknik documentary has some festival goers and their kids freaking out. What happens at Freaknik stays at Freaknik, or so you thought. 40 years from its 1983 launch as a spring break picnic, the infamous Atlanta festival known as Freaknik will take the spotlight in an upcoming Hulu documentary. Now, you know what I think is also funny about this? Hulu used to be free. I remember going on Hulu originally, and it used to be free. I used to be able to watch Exo Squad episodes, and now they want money for Hulu. Like, I'm not paying them. I'll wait until it's on FrostWire and download that shit. I am not paying these people for this. But, it's going to be all over the internet eventually, because who knows? Vice might even try to do a documentary, because Vice is always good for debauchery. They love debauchery. So anyway, and some attendees and their children are nervous about what might make it into the film. I've been to several Freakniks. 94 was one that I also attended, so I am just praying Jesus be offense. TikTok user Losh Wax and Glow said Saturday, I'm praying that Jesus be a big, tall privacy fence. I don't think Jesus can help you on this one. He has risen and he's no longer in the cave, dear. I don't know if he's going to be able to help you on this one. I think at this point, your fate is between you and Hulu at this point, Freaknik, the wildest party never told, will chronicle the rise and fall of a small Atlanta HBCU picnic that exploded into an influential street party and spotlighted ATL as a major cultural stage. Variety reported Thursday. The documentary is being directed by filmmaker P. Frank Williams and co-produced by Atlanta hip-hop legend Jermaine Dupri. who touted his involvement by reposting an excited fan's tweet to his Instagram story Sunday. In the 90s, hundreds of thousands of people, many of whom were black college students, descended on Atlanta for the raucous party. Spring breakers were inundated with concerts, parties, dance contests, and more. But for some attendees, the Hulu documentary might make past Freaknik shenanigans catch up with the present. Oh, yes, they will. About to be a lot of divorcees when that Freaknik doc drop, joked The Daily Show's Roy Wood Jr. A couple pastors gonna have to step down from the pulpit, too. About to be a lot of divorcees. Yep, there you go. If you were on those Freaknik videos, just close out all your social media accounts now before this Hulu doc. Some of y'all old heads better clutch on to your husbands, wives, and children before this 94 Freaknik documentary comes out on Hulu. Well, listen, I don't know if it'll be that bad because the reality is it's kind of hard to see some of these people's faces. But if you live down in Atlanta, yeah, you're probably screwed. Although the Disney-backed streaming platform hasn't revealed a Freaknik premiere date yet, festival goers' children are bracing for what they might see. Some of y'all old heads better clutch on to your husbands and wives. This person is Ham. I don't know who that is. All right. Hulu got me shaking down the family group chat. I don't want no surprises. Who tweeted Concrete Rose? Concrete Rose 90? Wait a minute. No, not that Concrete Rose. It couldn't be. Okay, this is somebody else. Hulu got me shaking down the family group chat. Okay, this is somebody else. Concrete Rose 90. I don't know who this is. Jaharo. What is this bullshit? What is this? Okay, I don't know what this is. Media. Let's see what she got for some photos. Her photos suck, and I'm bored. Okay. Okay. Is this her? Is that her? I don't know. Whatever. This is boring. So anyway, wait, where am I? Oh, wait, is this still Twitter? The fuck? Okay, I gotta go back. Shit. All right. While some social media users expected their loved one's recklessness to make the final cut, others dread potentially seeing their parents on screen. On Monday, a Freaknik attendee asked, what exactly is the purpose of showing what happened at Freaknik? All right, just to answer your question, the purpose is for my entertainment. That's what it is. Very simply, it's for my entertainment. We were young and free, and we have families now with adult children who don't need to see their mom twerking on top of cars and doing strange things with foreigners. Go, 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 go. Okay, as for... Shit, what is it? You know, they got so many ads on these damn things. You can barely read this stuff. As Freaknik grew into a larger cultural hotspot, the event caused tension among festival goers, Atlanta residents, and law enforcement. No, what happened was they saw too many black people in one place, and they started calling the cops. That's what happened. The event also earned a reputation for producing traffic jams and became a breeding ground for a variety of crimes, including, not good. We cannot support events that bring lewd activities, sexual assaults, violence against women, and public safety concerns. Atlanta Committee for Black College Spring Break Chairman George Hawthorne said in 98. See, ultimately, this is the interesting thing to me. This was an annual thing going on and on and on and on, and yet y'all still went to it. And y'all made it every single year. Anyway, By the following year, crowds decreased significantly. Freaknik had a minor comeback in 2019 and held smaller iterations in 2021 and 2022. Dupree headlined the 2021 festival along with Juvenile, Too Short, Trina, Trick Daddy, Two Live Crew, and Lil Scrappy. Celebrities, including rappers Saweetie and 21 Savage, have also challenged the nostalgia of Freaknik for their respective birthday parties in recent years. In the Freaknik description, Hulu ponders, can the magic of Freaknik be brought back 40 years later? I think, considering how much trouble a lot of you are going to get into, I think maybe you should leave it where it is. That's for the festival goers to decide until the documentary drops. See what else they have to say. Okay, Tiffy Lee, XX Wicked Wiccan X. She says, I need everyone born in 95 to not watch the Freaknik documentary coming on Hulu. Y'all gonna see some kin in their natural skin. That's right. Kim Kardashian. I can sleep peacefully at night knowing I'm not about to see my mom in this Freaknik documentary on Hulu. Me too. Thank goodness for that. Lord Craig called my mom about the Freaknik Hulu special, and she can't even talk straight. Yeah, Lord Craig, it looks like your mom is going to be on television busting it out. She's going to be busting open. Marie, I'm not worried about that Hulu Freaknik documentary. My old girl was pregnant with me at the time. Okay. Okay, that I just had to think about that for a second. Kurt Caldwell, prayers up that we don't see none of our parents or loved ones in this Freaknik documentary on Hulu. Chances are I can't help you. Yes, you will. Let's see. It says Alexandra Del Rosario is the person who wrote this. She's an entertainment reporter on the Los Angeles Times Fast Break Desk. Well, okay, so basically that's it. All of these news stories are basically going to say the exact same thing. People are terrified because they know that all of their past misdeeds caught on tape, all their debauchery, it's about to be brought back into the future, like Marty McFly and Dr. Emmett Brown. They're coming back to the future. Now, this is like if you did your nastiest nasty back in the 80s, and then automatically, now the old recordings somehow make their way to the future. Except now this is the 90s. But you guys are done. You're done. Grandma, grandpa, you're done. All of you. You're done. You're in trouble. You're in serious trouble. You're in serious trouble. So all I can recommend is if you were at this thing, because this is not everybody. Let's just be clear. Not everybody has a problem. This is a handful of people who did the most for the camcorder and never expected that we'd be in the digital age where the most that you did could instantaneously be teleported across the world for people in other countries to see. They never imagined that the most that they did could threaten their current employment. They never managed to even consider that the most that they did would be viewed by their grandchildren. It's bad enough that you've got grannies out there right now with OnlyFans, and they've got grandkids who are growing up and they get bullied at school. There's stories. There's young boys, bullied at school because their mom is on OnlyFans. Bullied at school because their mom is busting it open on Instagram. And now you're going to bring up this 1994 footage of all of these professionals who are professional in professional jobs. And they tried to put that behind them. And they tried to move on to brighter pastures, greener pastures and brighter suns and stuff. And you're bringing this up now? Really? Let me tell you something. It's going to be a long year. It's going to be a long year. You guys are in trouble. You guys are in trouble.
To be continued.